If you remember when Modern Warfare 2 first came out, there was a couple builds you could run on all these shotguns, mostly the pump actions and the Lockwood, where you could get this ridiculously tight hipfire spread, and your hipfire reticle was so goofy looking because it was so tight that the crosshairs were like intersecting with each other, so it looked really funny, and I'm sure it was unintentional. Apparently it was in the patch notes back when it was patched a while back, but for some reason in Season 6 there was some sort of stealth buff, which I bet was unintentional. It has to be, where now these are pretty close to where they were back at launch when it comes to hipfire. So if you look at the hipfire reticle now, this is basically the day of the haunting event, you'll see, look how tight this thing is now. I was playing around with the Bryson 800 getting some gameplay, and I noticed my hipfire reticle seems a lot smaller than normal. So I kitted out for the hipfire like I usually do, or at least like I used to do, and this is the result. It's ridiculous looking. It's back to where it was. I think it's not quite as tight as it was when it was first launched or when Modern Warfare 2 first came out, but this is pretty awesome. If you've ever used this build before, you'll know it's pretty fun. It's kind of hilarious how tight it can be. It's like a close range sniper rifle in a way. Now, it's not all sunshine and daisies because it is really tight now. You have to be pretty accurate with your hip firing, which sometimes you want a little bit of a spread, but I'm not going to lie. When you're trying to push range and hip fire, you know, kind of check your corners and do that cat and mouse gameplay, this is actually a legitimately good strategy to just kind of hip fire. Since you don't have to aim down sights and sacrifice your movement, you can just weave in and out of cover and have a really solid and super tight hip fire spread, which again, I feel like this is intentional. I could be wrong, but there's no way that they just kind of buff this randomly. I'm not sure why exactly it came also at Season 6, so who knows, but it does really work well on the Bryson 800. That's probably the best one overall, but on the Bryson 890, it also works extremely well, and on the Lockwood 300, you can get it super tight as well like the other Brysons, but you can't really use the dual trigger that one-shots people. I know everybody's still kind of rocking that thing ever since it was nerfed, and it's still really strong, but if you want to have a super tight spread with that, you're going to have to sacrifice that attachment, so I don't really recommend it at this point, but just know that this hipfire build that we used to have with Modern Warfare 2 is back, and I'm so excited because it is a lot of fun. Now, if we take a look at my recommended class for it, this is basically just going to be the Bryson 800 class, the tried and true hipfire build. We're rocking the Bryson choke. Of course, that's the best way to get a tight pellet spread. The Cronin Groove Shot grip is usually what I use now because there's no penalty to your aim down sights time, but it gives you the same boost to your hipfire spread as the other two grips. I think it's the VX Pineapple and the Bruin Warrior grip, so it gives you the same amount of spread, but it doesn't hurt your aim down sights time. For a gun like this where you don't really need to have a recoil control either, this is a great grip for that. Of course, we're rocking the rifled barrel, the point G3P laser. I think you can use the Hipshot L20 as well if you don't like the green laser. I just kind of prefer the laser for whatever reason. And of course, the sawed-off mod stock for that hipfire recoil control, which is important for a hipfire build. As for my thoughts, like I said before, this has to be 100% unintentional. There's no way they purposely did this, especially when it starts to look like it how it does. It doesn't seem very aesthetically pleasing, and I don't think it's intentional. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they want to bring back hipfire shotguns like this, but let me know what you guys think about this, because this is a lot of fun. It should be working in multiplayer too, so if you want to get those crazy, ridiculous hipfire one-shot kills in multiplayer, it is now possible again, so have fun. Hopefully they don't patch this too soon. I do think it's a little fun to use, and I think you guys should try it out, especially if you didn't get to use it before. So, with all that being said, guys, let me know down below in the comments, what do you think about this stealth buff? Are you excited like I am? Are you mad that shotguns are going to be even more annoying to deal with in multiplayer? Are you excited that you finally get to experience what you missed back when the game first came out? And with all that being said, I will see you in the next video.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Mark remaining operators from that squad.